Y'all tune into the Pop Podcast. And guess what? There's an episode of me on
and you are tuned into the Pop Podcast.
And with the Pop Podcast with my boy Tigmatic. You hear me? It's going down. To follow the Pop Podcast with Tigmatic.
That's that number one.
That's that number one.
Yo, mama tell you this. I deep ball, I run the place, and if you want step to this, a gunshot in your face, and money, money, we are make that money, 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 we are make that money, 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 we are make that money, 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 we are make that money, 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 money.
Pull up 410 to the flow, ho. Don't get it, can't have it in my home. Respect has been the motto, stronger than the strap. No combo, no blue winners. We play the game, lose cause so yourself to blame. Make life make sense, new basketball. Need a full court press, I've seen fall. Stay down for my team like Kobe. Stop playing with me, devotee. Magic in every position, like Josh, I'm cooking a vision. Stay playmaking, never had to fake it and negotiating before complication. Chuck, guaranteed 3 up, even when it's strong, they can't be us. Now you wanna be a queen, bitch, but you can't handle heat. It's skill to be missed, morale you built to kill in the game's betrayal. You believe in Jesus, but you wanna beg and plead. Just look into the sky right now, I don't
Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money.
Get that money, money, make them act with me. Chasing clout is funny, so they hate, but that don't on me. Jesus knows my heart, so I can't get even. He knows my head's a dance. You hold 13 reasons, stalling curtain calls. Time for my new season. What's my time for? Someone help me handle feelings. Try to stay with chips and I'm still intact. I made you, baby, and I can take it back. You was made a fool, I wasn't built like that. Don't innate the weakness, keep it stack. You stay thinking small, so I had to grab the ball. What's in my vocabulary? You told me no hot is gone. Can't put the price on tag. We just too immune to back. But I live in truth. I let the world look to me for proof.
Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money. Money, money, we are make that money, money. Money, money, money. Me I work hard for the money. My focus, money. Don't play with my money. My money come in a bundle, in a bundle, in a bundle. My money it come in a bundle, in a bundle, in a bundle. My money it come in a bundle.
Shots of Manolo, freshly fitted in polo. My money got O's like Ocho. EYI's the label, check out the logo. If you wanna bounce, bitch, pogo. Built this here on my own, ho. Step to the side, let me slide in this photo. Been a businessman, I got euros and peso. Real definition of a hustle flip all dough. Might see me deep in my bag, Robert De Niro. Shooting at you niggas like Steph and Hero. Beef, I'm about that nigga, deflate your ego. I'm out of state doing great, me and me go. Can't fast forward the game, there's no cheat code. Your bitch on my line all day, just like a free throw. It's over for you niggas, check the last bar, finito. And I fit right in. Knocked the bitch and we spent the night in. First night was like a burst of life. Second night she invited a friend. You fake niggas all like to pretend. Don't mind me, I'm at it again. I'm ahead so close, all I see is the win. It's a little too late for the competition. Not to mention, I've been penny pinching. With a sack so fat, I don't need attention. I got connects with Jordan, I'm the real pimpin'. Soaking in my thoughts, call it double dipping. Choose the right light, you can never lose sight. Take a leap of faith, it's great, you'll be alright. Pop the champagne, it's the ace of spade night. They betting on me like a Floyd Mayweather fight.
Any girl that wants Dior, I'll be your whore. If you adore her, Dior her.
Yo, what's up, y'all? You are now tuned in to another episode of the Podcast with Tigmatic. And this episode is brought to you by Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Hollywood Music, Dollar Radio, and Going In Radio. And listen, it's your boy. Hey, man, how y'all feeling out there today? I hope y'all feeling good. Hold on, let me get y'all right, because I know y'all like, where you at? He right here. What up, though? I hope y'all feeling good out here on this Wednesday. I'm feeling great. Feeling good. Skin is exfoliating out here, shining and booming. But listen, I want to give a special shout out to everybody that's been watching the show all over the world. I just found out another country has been watching. Turkey. Shout out to Germany. Special shout out to Germany. Y'all been showing love. Shout out to Bangladesh. Shout out to Congo. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out to Tokyo. You know what I mean? Shout out to South Africa. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out to Philadelphia. Hometown, that's where I'm from. And speaking of which, I got somebody from the hometown today, y'all. Again, I've been finding the Philadelphia spitters, man. My hometown, that's what we do. I'm a spitter myself. Y'all already know that. But not to talk about me, because it ain't about me. It's about my guest. Listen, he one of the ones, he got that grimy sound, but he got that smooth voice to go with it, and he got the bars to punch and connect. You know what I'm saying? He a dope soul, dope individual, and he got a hell of a story to tell. So, before we get into it, I just want y'all to know he one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep bringing those ones. You know what I'm saying? Those real ones that don't mind sharing that story, that grind, that pain, how they got where they are now. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely successful. Mantega / Ruff Riders. He doing this thing, and we here. So without further ado, I give you the one, the only, Perico Basquiat. What's poppin', my guy?
How was you, bro? How you, man?
Hey, man, welcome to the pod.
Definitely glad to be here. You already know.
Hey, man. Listen, I like to let my guests take the floor and give themselves a formal introduction to my fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For those that never heard of you. So the floor is yours, my guy.
Hey, well, what's poppin'? Y'all already know. It's your boy Perico. And for those who don't know, you know now. Know what I'm saying? Mantega Music, Double R, we in the building. Know what I'm saying? We show up and show out. You already know. Philly in here. You already.
Philly in here. Y'all heard him. Hey, man. So tell the people what part of Philly you from.
Southwest all day, 52nd and Greenway.
Hey, listen. As far as neighborhoods, we cousins. Because I'm from the south side, and he on the southwest side. So for those that don't know, there's an intersection that connects us. You know what I'm saying? The Grays Ferry, Passion connects southwest. You know what I'm saying? So that makes us cousins as far as the city go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, man, welcome, man. I'm glad you're here. And
definitely glad to be here, man.
Hey, man, listen, we made it happen. We're here today, and we moving and booming. So welcome to the Podcast with Tigmatic, man. I know that's a lot to say, but we here. We in the pot. Hey, man. So how you feeling today?
Good, man. I'm doing good. Full motion in progress, man. I try to really just keep a positive state of mind, bro, and handle my handle, bro. You gotta do it. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Yeah. Hey, man, so let's talk music for a second.
All right.
You got some joints out here, man. You got some joints with Styles.
Yes.
You got the joints. You got joints with Beanie Siegel, the legend. Those
shout out to
legends
Matt.
right there.
Shout out to the big bro.
Yeah, man. So before I run down the list, I would rather you do it and tell the people a little bit about you as far as the music side. So the floor is yours once again.
All right, well, I guess I start from the beginning, you know. I
Yeah, let's
started
get
when
it.
I was like 10, bro. Like, I remember when instrumentals weren't even readily available, bro. Like, I started writing my first music over other people's songs, bro. Like, I listen to the song and make a whole song over your song. And then,
Right.
you know, we progress from there. A lot of my guys I used to know, I know you know Reed and all them guys. We all from Southwest, G's, everybody or whatever.
Yeah.
So we grew up in that era, the Hattie era, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? George had all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and my
Frankie
little
was
cousin.
born, Headshot DVD era and
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. So we came up in that era with the DVDs and the different things. That's how we really kind of was pushing everything through the mixtapes. Mind you, this is before the streaming and Instagrams and all that. People were actually selling physical copies at that time. You know what I mean? Like the whole format of the game was completely different, like at that time or whatever. But we was doing it, we was pushing it or whatever. I end up, well, me, Reed, and a couple other gentlemen, we started out as label mates. That's how we got our first deal. With Sony was our first deal or whatever. And that went kind of sideways because honestly, we were doing the things that we were talking about in the music. So that kind of went left at a bit, but we just kept pushing. And then I went on to actually went away for a while. Then I came back and just was really on it. I had already had the Rough Ryder situation. Like I had ties with them and affiliations with them. I actually went to school with Raheem Dean, which is Swizz's little cousin.
Okay.
And like I played basketball. We played on the same basketball team in high school. I would play in their summer leagues in the summer. And, you know, I just kept building that rapport. And as my music grew and just having that relationship, it became a point to where as though I could just call you and, yo, they like, yo, come up, where you at? Or like, you know what I mean? But then that's the team though, bro. They'll put you in the pit. You got to earn your spot. You got to earn your spot. Ain't no playing around. You really got to. The way I got in with them, bro, I had to battle like 12 dudes one night, bro. 12 guys
to
one
get
night.
in Rough Riders. Oh, yeah.
But I came for business. I came to work. And it was so crazy. I locked in, bro, and I zoned out. I smashed all 12 of these dudes, bro. And it was on from there. It was on from there. So, but yeah,
Hey, so
shout
let me
out
ask
Miss
you this.
Info. Shout
Let me
out
ask you-
D.Y. Siobhan. Shout out Miss Info. Everybody over at the team and everything. Oppressor, Sincere. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Rough Riders and definitely my Mantega music family, Twizzy and everybody from out Southwest, Jesus, all the guys, Doe, Streets. Yeah. Ness, that's my guy. He not Mantega, but shout out to Ness. That's my guy.
Shout out to Ness. Ness been flaming everything you touch.
Well, everything. Yeah, Ness be coming to work.
Yeah.
Ness be coming to work.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's a corny spitter in Southwest, bro.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Everybody go to work.
Yeah,
but yeah,
man.
we did that. And I just been pushing. But as I got older, I started to see more, like just through like the personal experiences of, you know, being involved with certain things and stuff. You start to get a different perception of it. Like, you know what I mean? When you're first coming in, you're young and, you know, you want to do this and that and all that. But then you start to realize this ain't really what it is. You get what I'm saying? So,
right.
And you got to be careful with who you're around because a lot of the game is cutthroat and stuff like that. So you need definitely a good team behind you, or you see the things that happen in the industry when you don't got a good team behind you, like basically or whatever. But we just been pushing it. But the more I went, I started my own label at a point because I had certain knowledge at that point. And my idea, I'm like, I want to go independent. I want to see all this money. I'm doing all of this leg work myself. But then I had Double R, I had the team. So like, you know, they threw me the oop and was like, yeah, like he family. So We made the
Hey,
venture,
man,
and yeah.
I wanted to ask you this. I want to ask you because you brought up the battling aspect, right?
Yeah.
Did you have to go through Cass?
No.
Okay.
Who?
Okay. Cassidy.
Oh no, I ain't had to go through Cass.
Okay.
At that time, but this the thing, I would have. But at that current time, he wasn't in play, really. Like, you get what
Okay,
I'm
so
saying?
you were just still full service.
Yeah, when Cass was over
Okay.
there, it was a different situation. So I ain't had to do it with Cass. I would have though.
Okay.
Shout out to Cassidy though, but he know I
Shout
would.
out to Cass.
Yeah, Cass go off. Cass was
right.
one of them ones too, especially in that era. Cassidy was definitely one of them ones.
Yeah, he's still one of them ones. You know,
Cass be talking
they've been
crazy.
trying to grind him up because, you know, that little
They
bar
gonna do
he
that
put out
regardless,
there.
though.
But
no, they gonna do that.
he's a barbarian too, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, he's definitely a barbarian. So let's talk about growing up in Southwest. What was growing up in Southwest Philadelphia like for you? Break it down.
Honestly, it was a bunch of stuff, but it was difficult, but I pushed through. I mean, you already know because you from right there. Like, it's the trenches, bro. Like, so like all
That's
the
a
stuff you don't want your kid around is boot right in their face right there. So you had to go through all of that type of stuff. And then the family I was born into kind of like just threw me right to the wolves from the get-go because of they were wolves. So it was like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of born into it. I didn't damn even have a choice, like, or whatever. But, you know, we did our regular street stuff. I went through things. I had parent issues or whatever. So I had like issues with my mom, my dad, back and forth. So I'm like just wild and in the streets at the time, bro. And then, you know, in that era, the streets was a little different. So like it was kind of crazy, but you definitely you had to cross your T's and dot your I's at that time. And when the game was different, it was just the temperature of it all was different, bro. Like how people acted, it was more respect in the game at the time. It's more cutthroaty now, like, you know what I'm saying, more just, you know, it's just all shiesty and all over the place. Like, people don't even move the same anymore.
Right. So how would you say, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How would you say growing up in SWP shaped your mental resilience and your approach to life and music?
Honestly, I would say it made me everything I am. Because I just talk real. I talk my life. I speak real, how I feel, the things I went through. It really shaped me. Honestly, if I didn't, it's like, it's the double-edged sword. It's like, I went through those things, but if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't be who I am now. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like a completely different person, like, you know? So it's like, it's the silver lining on a dark cloud. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So it was crazy, but it definitely shaped me. It made me move and think certain ways. You get what I'm saying? Because of the things you're around, the type of environment you're around, like it's a hostile environment. And honestly, the industry is a hostile environment. So it kind of went hand in hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? We treat this like the dope game right now.
Yeah. That's a fact. I understand that, you know, and being so that the industry is the way it is, it makes you still have that thought process.
Right.
Of what you already come from, the environment that you already come from. So coming into the industry, it just feels like a natural state.
Right.
So in a way, if you will, you comfortable already. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I get it. I get it. All right. So what role has music played in helping you process trauma, stress, or difficult moments in your life?
Everything. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a little backstory. So I end up doing, I caught a crazy case. I fought the joint for like 4 years. This is after that first deal. So remember I said I went away for a minute. So I'm doing a little 4-piece and I'm fighting. I'm not sentenced to 4. I'm fighting this case for 4 years, bro. Yeah. I had a mistrial, came back and I spank out and I'm out. But I remember at a time, bro, like music is everything to me. Like I feel mentally to myself, it's the only thing that no matter what, you can't take that from me. Like, you know, when you're in jail, you're locked away, your freedom's taken away and different things like that. It's like you feel helpless, bro. And that was the only thing that you couldn't take from me, whether you locked me in the hole. I did a lot of my time administrative as said in the hole, most of my beds. So it was like, I'm in there like, bro, you know how them jails is, it's bad. But no matter what, I always felt like you can't take this from me. Like this is something nobody can take from me. This is a gift from God. And I got this. The only way you could take that from me, like I would have to die or just be brain dead for me not to think of this type of shit. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Keep it clean, keep it clean.
Oh, didn't need to take this type of stuff.
Keep it clean.
I'm sorry, but they couldn't take it away from me. And like you, even if you lock me in a cell, bro, no pen, no paper, no nothing, you can't take my thoughts from me. And so the music always was like, when nobody cared, when you know the time you down, you depressed, you feel like nobody cared. I always linked on my music. That was my, I guess maybe an escape from reality sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Where you could dig into a verse, and for this very moment, I'm not even here. Like I'm really, as I'm talking this, I'm really on a beach in Cabo. You know what I'm saying? Or something like, you know what I mean? Like, so the music really means, it's my life, bro. Honestly, it's my life for real.
Hey, man, that's dope. And it's good to know that, you know, no matter what situation you in, you still persevered and let that music push you through.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
Bro, honestly, the music saved my life, bro.
That's
music definitely saved my life.
As someone poised for hip-hop notability, do you ever feel the pressure to live up to the expectations? And how do you manage that mentally?
Yeah, I do, because it's like, I think about it all the time. One, it's a super competitive sport. And then the particular people I'm around, I'm super competitive, and so are they. So like, it's like, I always think about that. And then you always definitely you can't slip. It's always a new guy coming for your spot. So, and you ever heard of that? They say you're as good as your last record. So I gotta keep it like, cause I know, bro, it might be all yada now, but let me fall off while I stop, you know what I'm saying, giving that type of edge, and it'll show in the people who will answer the phone, and then when it ain't, they won't answer that phone no more. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So,
but it definitely.
Go ahead. Continue.
Oh no, I think about it all the time. I really be, but honestly, like, it's like how we was talking before. It's like I'm comfortable though, because I'm used to that. Like I'm good under pressure. Like I invite it. Like I want that. You know what I mean? I want the smoke.
Yeah, bring it on.
Because it keeps me on edge. Bring it on. It keeps me motivated. So I like it.
Yeah, you know, hip hop is already like a sport within itself. It's a sport within another sport, because you playing two sports in one in hip hop. You playing the fashion sport and the bar sport. So it's like you gotta have both. You know what I'm saying? And it's a crazy game, because if you ain't got one or the other,
it can mess everything up.
It can, because you could be a person that don't have the fashion, but the bars outweigh the fashion.
Right.
But
a lot of these dudes with fashion outweigh the bars now. It's a whole different climate.
Yeah, it's a whole different time. Yeah, that's definitely true.
It's a popularity thing now, and but the bars is coming back though, bro. I feel like a lot of the bars is coming back. People getting tired of the laziness, man, and they really want to hear something now. So.
Yeah, you know, I want to salute all the OGs that's like us, 30 and up, still going. And that's been going viral now. If you're 35 and up, keep rapping. Because the music right now is not having substance. There's no storytelling. You know, there's a lot of snitching going on the records.
Part.
You know, but right now we're lacking creativity, where it is cool to keep up with the times, but you still got to have a core sound. And without your core sound, it's like you got a lost identity out here. So That's
I agree with you
something
totally.
that's missing
I
right
go
now.
through that now.
Really?
And because, yeah, you got it. All right, so I've been doing it. Think about it. I've been doing it since I was 10. I've been doing it for a long time. And the thing with it is as times go on and change or whatever, like for instance, I've been nice forever, but I don't spit the exact same that I did 10 years ago. Or when I, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, as the times went on, I stayed with my essence, but I evolved as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't just stay. You get what I'm saying? The music don't sound the same as it did then. You got to show progress and growth, basically. So like you got to move with the times, but still stay yourself and not, lose your identity in the mix of trying to.
Yeah, to have that core sound is important. That's why I was saying it. Yeah, because there's a lot of people out here nowadays, they focus more about having the current sound, but not their core identity.
Oh,
and if you lose your identity, then you become like everybody else, and you're not really that much different, which means you only going to have a hot moment. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
And that's what we see going on with a lot of these artists out right now.
They get, bro, like it's so bad that you got the artists, they're getting like their career life is literally like 2-3 singles. And that's it.
Yeah.
And them 2-3 joints, it had a whole city rocking, and then it gradually just fades away. I don't even want to bring up no names and nothing, but you see, you see it. You see it. Yo,
I know what
you
you
say
mean,
somebody's name, bro. It turned into like you
I
hate
know what
on
you
them. I
mean.
ain't trying to hate on nobody, but it's factual.
Yeah, I get it, because that'll definitely be a whole nother thing. And then somebody be taking clips from this and remixing it. And he said this and Tig was winning.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is now.
They was talking about me.
Yeah.
Real rap.
Yeah, but, Styles says, not Styles, Kiss said something about that. It only takes one good record to change your life.
Really? And that's a fact.
Which is a fact.
There's one good record to change your life. But once you get it, people have trouble keeping that momentum. They get that one joint, and then I don't know if they lose their system or whatever. Honestly, I feel like dudes they do it for the wrong reasons, in a sense. You see, I say like the music's my life. Whether this paid or not, I would do this with the same, tenacity. You get what I'm saying? But you got to say he's really just in it for bread. He might be nice or whatever, but he lazy, in it for bread. The second that little check hit, now instead of doubling down in the studio like you used to, you in the club, you over there running around with them, doing all this extra stuff. And now you lose that. So now, before you was writing every day, and you know what I'm saying, they lose the hunger because they got a little funky little check, and then it just slowly drifts away and they can't keep the momentum. But by the time you come back and you lost it and you trying to be, now you hungry again, people might not want to hear you now. You might have lost that window of opportunity.
Yeah, that's a fact. One of the things that I realized, and we was talking about this earlier, so I'm going to talk about it on the air. Even with artists like myself, sometimes we can be so caught up in creating the music that we don't create moments for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And that be part of the issue too, because even once you make one good record, like you said, you got to stay consistent.
Yes.
And sometimes we'll just go hit the booth trying to recreate the one, and you trying to recreate the one, but you got a whole shelf full of hotness, but you're not putting that out because you're still trying to create that one all over.
Yeah.
So my advice to those watching, I would say, don't hoard the music. When you drop it,
let it fly.
Put it out.
Let it fly. Put it out. Yeah, you got to put it out.
Yeah. All right, so here's my next question. Have you ever struggled with depression, anxiety, or PTSD? And if so, how did you cope?
Yeah. So I fought, honestly, all of that. So I'll give you a backstory. So honestly, my mother, remember I said I went through parenting issues. My mom has psychiatric and mental health issues really bad. And honestly, I feel like a little bit of that, well, it did. Some of that trickled down to me. So it's like, I'm there, but I got stuff going on. But everybody do. Like, it's not like people shouldn't be ashamed to say, all right, something's wrong. But society has, like, especially men, society has you so caught up with like, oh, I gotta be strong, I gotta be the man, I gotta be tough, I gotta be this, that, and the third, that like some guys feel like they can't even express some of the things they're going through. So they sit with it and let it fester and it eats them alive. I've been through depression. I've been through anxiety. At a point, they were trying to make me take medication. I don't want to take the medication. So I was like, no. I turned to drugs, honestly. I began drinking and smoking more than what I usually would. You get what I'm saying? And eventually it got out of hand. So the depression and the PTSD, I was shot, I've been stabbed, all types of stuff. We was out there. We was really outside. And yeah, it plays a serious effect on you, bro. I done seen things that most people ain't seen. You get what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact.
Stuff people watching movies I done seen in real life, and it will play a toll on you. The same way, for instance, same way an army dude, he goes over there and, you know, he sees people getting killed, these type of things happening. He has to do certain things or whatever. When he comes home, it affects him mentally a certain
he
way.
ain't the same
That's
no
the
more.
same thing. Right. But that's the same thing is you getting in shootouts with Keith and them around the corner and them trying to kill you. A war is a war. You almost lost your life. These type of things play a heavy role on your mind and your body and all types of stuff, bro. Like, so yeah, I've been through all of that. Jail.
So how did you cope with it? Like how did you get over it?
Honestly, positive reinforcement and motivation, bro. And that comes with having a good team around you, like I said. X went through similar things because X had some stuff going on, and like Swizz, DY, like everybody had to like reinforce that, like, you know, that positive motivation to really get him kind of focused. And they did that for me as well. And my wife and honestly, my kids give me positive, like, you know, reinforcement and motivation. But it's just having a good system and a team, bro. So you don't have to go through it alone, bro. Because sometimes it's super hard to go through it alone, bro. But yeah, that's honestly sometimes what you need. Just somebody to talk to. And not tell you something stupid, but you know what I mean? And have you crashing out, but like chill, bro. Like the positive things.
So you said Swiss D and Y was the ones for you, just like they was for X. Let me ask you this. Seeing X go through his thing and going through it at the same time, because from what you just explained, while he was going through it, you was going through it.
Yeah.
So looking back, right? You are part of this legendary camp, and you going through what you're going through, and seeing one of the greatest artists of our time go through this. What effect did that have on you, and what did you learn from it?
Well, one, because mind you, I'm younger than them. So one, it let me know, because mind you, as a young boy, like as it's starting to happen to you, you don't at first maybe not want to speak on certain things because it kind of builds slowly. And then next thing you know, it may be overwhelming and out of hand. That's when the depression and the different things start to set in once it kind of gets out of hand mentally for you and emotionally for you. But one, it helped me. I saw I'm not the only one going through stuff. And the type of people that some of these people are, like, he a real dude. You get what I'm saying? Like, he not no soft dude. He not no. So if he could vent and share certain things and they ain't looking at him like, oh, he's sorry, weak. So can I could, hey, listen, bro, let me talk to you for a minute. I'm going through something.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you may have to ask, but it helped. I saw that it made me be able to share my little situations and see that I can go to a person and say something to him without looking like I'm weak and this, that, and the third, or you soft, bro. You acting like a, you know what I mean? and all that. So that helped me a lot, you know.
Okay. What's one moment in your life where your mental health was tested the most, and what pulled you through?
That's a toss-up with that one. Prison time will do something crazy to your mind, bro. They take you away from your family, your freedom, everything is just snatched away from you. And the longer you sit in there, bro, it's just like, it breaks you down a bit. That was like one of my harder moments. But then I went through like an addiction thing, bro. Like, and that was kind of destroying me. And I almost lost my wife and my family. I went to like a depressed state. I was going through things and I started drinking. I was already drunk and smoke, but I started doing it more than I normally would. You know what I mean? The way as though it became a little much, you get me? And
Right.
I almost lost my wife behind it and my family behind it because now you're all drunk and they not feeling that. And then I might be crashing out because I'm already a certain type of person, you know what I mean? So
Right.
when I get angry, I get really angry, real angry. And it wasn't working out, you know? So, but they came and it took for them to keep sitting me down sometime. And then like my son will be like, Dad, and my son will talk to me like, Dad, yo. And that came from, honestly, the good thing on how I raised them. The way as though he can now come talk to me about a problem that I'm having and actually give me some knowledgeable insight and not just some silliness. You know what I mean? And
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. You know, I'm going to share as well with that, you know, because our story is similar in a way.
Yeah.
So I used to get so high to the point where I almost lost my wife over it. So, you know, I almost lost my family over it too, because, you know, when you high like that, it's another side of the coin, right? The anger. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the early crash out, the quick crash out, like, and it's in the blink of a second. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say the wrong thing to you, you ready to crash out.
Straight to, bro, 0 to 100 real quick. And it's crazy, but that I ain't gonna lie, it took a toll on me, but you know, I pushed through. I'm getting it together. I ain't even gonna say I'm actually perfect right now. I'm not. But
nobody's perfect, man. The only perfect being in this world was God. And God is still here. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
But, you know, listen, man, the best thing about it is you pushing through, you know, and you working to be better every day. And that's the only thing that we can do as human beings out here. Stay prayed up, focus on our craft and our careers, taking care of our family, and not going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do a lot sometimes as human beings, because we make mistakes. But the goal is to not making the same mistake over and over. Because you can lose.
If you make the same mistake over and over, at a point it's just like, bro, because you gotta learn from the mistake so you don't make that same mistake again. And then it's just a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
but if you don't
change is
learn the
about.
lesson, you're doomed to just keep repeating the same thing. You like a hamster on a treadmill.
Right. And that's what real change is about. Learning from your mistakes. That's why it's called change, folks.
And then
so when y'all hear this,
don't be upset that you made a mistake, because like we said, nobody's perfect. Things do happen. And sometimes it's not your fault. You could be forced into a situation that by circumstance or chance, that you didn't even want to be in. But stay strong and just, full motion and progress. But you really got to have that mindset, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So let's switch into the music for a second. Let's talk about how you did this track with the legendary Beanie Siegel. Let's talk about that relationship, how y'all met, you know, and what y'all got booming. Like, break it down a bit. Let me give you the solo cam and you can talk your talk, because not too many people can say they got track with the legend except for those that was in the can. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's a fact, though.
like, because he ain't spit with everybody. So,
Nope,
I want to hear his story. So, the floor is yours.
All right, so like I said, I'm from Southwest. Well, you from South, so you already know. So just growing up, me and one of his best friends or whatever, Cuckoo or whatever. Cuckoo was my OG, and they ran around together a lot or whatever. Then my homie Newt is his road manager. Like, I mean, Newt grew up together or whatever. And so being as though who I was in the street, we ended up getting to know each other like that. You get what I'm saying? He was doing what he was doing, I was doing what I was doing. And, you know, everybody, it's Philly. Hey, if you somebody, we know who you are. Or whatever. But how the record came about, but that was just like for years, bro. Like, I don't know if I know you remember Most Wanted booing them. So Cuckoo, so Mr. and Bubonic, that was the young boys or whatever. So I used to come around, Cuckoo used to get me to come around just to battle Mr. and Boo, or whatever the case is.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is how at a point they end up getting the Rockefeller deal, bro. So they had an interview up at Rock. Siegel was supposed to go do something else that day and was actually trying to duck them, bro. He was going to like a dog fight or something, right? And they end up talking into going up there anyway, and boom, you got state property. He went up there, did his thing, and boom, you got state property. Fast forward a bunch of years later, everybody doing what they doing, running around. And it was just simply that mutual rapport from constantly, you know, knowing each other, running across and all that. I hit up Newt one day. I'm like, yo, call Mac. I got this record I'm doing. And I heard the beat and off rip. I'm like, who can I get on this? It was a toss-up between him and Kiss. And I'm like, who I want on this joint? And I'm like, well, I had just did a show with Kiss. We did an all-white affair thing. So I'm like, I want Mac. So I call and I try to set it up. I ain't know how it was going to play out, but I'm like, I'm trying to set this up, like, see what Big Bro do. So I come down. It's me, Mac, and Newt. We sitting in the crib, chilling, smoking. So, you know, sitting there, put the beat on. He nodding. I just start trashing it. He looking like, yeah. Oh, he said, that's how you feel? Okay. I'm like, look, we can go studio right now. You get first on that joint. He liked it so much, bro. He was like, we out right now. We literally left within like that first, like half hour, bro. He called around, booked the studio session. We went straight to we went to the Heat Factory actually and did it with the boy Maul. Maul was the engineer that day. And we went in, laid it. This is the crazy thing. He did not write none of that down. None of it. Bro, he was doing it on the way to the studio. Bro, it took us probably 15 minutes to get there, 15, 20 minutes to get to the studio. He was doing the verse on the way to the studio, just listening to the beats, bro. Just listen to the beat. Got there, went in, boom. I went in, boom. We sat around, smoked, and chilled for the rest of the Yeah. Hey, shout out to Beans, bro. Shout out to Beans, bro.
Shout
he
out
definitely
to the
came through in the clutch
Beanie
for me, bro. Yeah, definitely, bro. He came in on the clutch, but he liked it, the record, and he was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I got a Beanie Siegel memory, and he probably don't remember this, but I told you about it. But my mom used to work in the bar on 21st Street called My Way. At the time, my current girlfriend, the owner was her granddaughter. So at the time, you know, I would be in that joint all the time. My mom working there. I worked at the bar down the street called Sit On It, and I'm working in My Way.
Yeah.
But I would like take a break and come from the joint on 18th Street to come right up to 21st Street because 21st Street was popping. You know what I'm saying? That joint was popping. So I'll come up in there, you know, taking all them in there. They doing their thing. Bartending, my mom bartending. My mom hit me a drink, but this particular night I come in, she opened the door. You know, they had to buzz you in that job. She buzzed me in, and she like, oh, Siegel in the house. And I looked down. He at the edge of the bar. He just sitting there like, he's sitting there. So I'm like, oh, snap.
With the serious face.
Like, so, you know, let's keep it a foul wow. When everybody know the bully is in the building, everybody whole posture change and everything. Yeah, so I'm like, oh, snap, the bully in here. So I go to the side of the bar, I sit down, and I'm just looking around. I ain't say nothing to him, but I'm looking, I'm like, damn. Because this was like right in the middle of his hotness, like right in the middle, like the beat coming.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Before all that stuff happened, before he had to, you know, go off or whatever, but he bought the whole bar drinks. So I'm like, oh,
my God.
I shot on.
Real rap.
So that's one of my memories that I had. That was the first time I ever saw him then. But he probably don't remember that I was a young boy, that he also kicked off the block one time when I was a young boy, me and my man T-Mac. And he kicked us off the block because we were some little bad young boys. And he was like, yo, man, y'all better get off the block. But he knew my man T-Mac mom. He like, yo, you better get off the block. I know who your mother is. I'm like, oh, snap. But, you know, listen, man, that was a great memory to have, you know, and I speak about that all the time, you know. So,
shout out to Mac, man. Shout out to the Mac.
And then I got another crazy memory. He wasn't there for or none of that, but my cuz, we was in the street ripping and running, and we was some little car thieves at one point. So you know what I'm saying? We got the Johnny. And
the Johnny, I ain't heard that in a minute.
The Johnny, you know what I'm saying? And we go to the 13th for Federal to drop somebody off. The cops pull up. Yeah, what y'all doing this joint? Oh, no, we just parking this joint. He like, all right, when I come back around, it better be moved. We pull up. The cops come back around. Let's get behind us, run the plate, and just hit the sign where my man said, the hell with that, I ain't going back. He had a tape of the Siegel joint. He put the tape in and just pressed play. All you heard was, this is a man's world. He hit 100 down Broad Street. So yeah, that was a memory I had. I'll never forget that memory. And,
definitely.
All I heard was, this a man's world, Mitch, on you horsepower down. You see the pimp lights out. You turn the corner, the door open on me. I fall out almost like. But yeah, that was a memory, man. I never forgot that. And that's one of the reasons why I forever love Beanie Siegel, because that was a crazy moment. I could have died in that moment.
Yeah, bro.
But
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Bro, Philly in general, bro, like, and them be the fun times. Like you said, you could have died in that moment, but them be the fun stories. And when I know you real guy, like them be the fun stories when you think back, because it's like you went through these certain crazy things, but you survived. And that's why you can now look back like, yo, that was funny. Like at that time, it probably wasn't funny. You was like, oh my God. Like, but when you look back, it's like, yo, we really did it. We've been through something and we did it.
I changed my life, by the way, folks, but that memory will never fade away because of that Beanie Siegel song specifically. You know, and my cousin, like, because he had just came home, you know. He had just came home. He had already did like a 2-year stretch and came home.
Oh, he's like, I ain't going back.
It's like, I ain't going back, and just pop the tape, man. It was like, this is a man. But yeah, so let's get back to this single. The song is called 100 Nights, right?
Yes.
All right. What was the concept behind this song?
Basically putting the work in, grinding. I've been grinding for 100 nights. Keep my foot up on the gas. What you running like? Like, it was just about grinding and putting the work in. And at that time, honestly, with that 100 nights, I wanted to go in my mind. I wanted to go on literally a 100-day run, just back to back to back to just like I wanted to put my foot on everybody's neck, like with so much consistency. Like I had something lined up to really drop for like like something every single day. I don't know if you remember when Papoose put out he was putting like an album out every month.
Yeah, every month. Yeah, he was.
That was unheard of. That was unheard of at that time. But he was putting out an album every month. And now my mom and then I thought about just like I said, I cross-referenced everything with the streets and just me. It's just me. And I'm like, yo, we gonna grind this out 100 nights. And I don't know, it just came to me, bro. And I said it, and then we did it. That's why I didn't write my verse either. I do write sometimes.
I don't write mine either. That verse that you heard, I ain't write that either. I had to learn it. I laid it, and then I had to learn it.
People think that's hard, or when I say that, they think he wrote that. But bro, if you really think logically, it's the same process of doing it with the pen and the paper. It's the repetition of it. When you get that first line, how many times do you say that first line before you come up with the next one? It's just keeping it in there. But that came from being on the block so much. I can't be out on the block on swivel with a pen and a paper, writing a rap and doing the things I'm doing. So I had to keep it here until I got home, and then I would write it down. And eventually it came to, if I could keep it here all day, I could keep it here. And I just started keeping it there.
Right. All right, so let me ask you, here's my next question. In the music industry, artists often wear masks.
Okay.
How do you protect your peace in a space that demands so much performance?
Honestly, that is a good question. That is a good question. But you got to have a particular state of mind yourself or whatever. Because at the end of the day, these are your emotions and these are your feelings and your thoughts. And you have to have some type of control over it at a point. You can't just let people control you. Not like a person says something and you just crash out. Like it's ultimately your decision if you crash out or not, or how you even decide to feel about it. You could say something and I could just shrug it off, or I could be really angry about it. So you gotta definitely have that particular state of mind. And it also helps when it's accompanied with like a support system. With anything, honestly, I feel you definitely need a good support system, but you gotta have that frame of mind yourself coming in to keep your peace, or it'll definitely go.
Yeah, that's important. You know what I'm saying? You definitely have to do that and protect your peace, because listen, it's so much that we go through just as people alone, but as artists, when we going through life, we still gotta put it through the wire. And that's the hardest part, because
regular people don't have to do that. Like for instance, Chris Brown, Rihanna. And I always like to touch on that because girls be grinding him up sometimes. But if you think about it, half of them girls that be grinding them up, they probably go through the same stuff what they do. Only thing is, when they do it to them, he ain't on national TV. He ain't on TMZ. He ain't on BT. They ain't shutting him down from the BT Awards about it. He says sorry, and they go about their day the next day like nothing ever happened.
That's a fact.
But being as though he's Chris Brown, it's a whole media spill and all this craziness, and that's hard, bro. Because like for instance, on his end of the part, when dude do it at home, he don't wake up the next morning and he's in the magazine and on TV for the fight he had with his girlfriend last night.
Right.
So you have the whole world in a sense condemning you and throwing their little stones and all that. And most of them people ain't perfect either, but they'll do it. And you gotta have thick skin. You'll wake up and you'll read some crazy stuff about you in a magazine, or somebody that says something about you. You can't let that just ruin you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that self I guess, like reliance or like, yeah, that's self-reliance. You can't just let that like mess you up. You got to have it in here. You got to have that. Your state of mind got to be right.
Right. So do you believe there's enough conversation around mental health in the hip hop trap world? Why or why not?
Not at all. No, not at all. Because like you said, it's a lot of masks. And it's a lot of masks. Now, see, we know the issues are actually there because it's real. But society, like I said, tells men, you got to be strong. You can't cry. You got to do this. You cry, you weak. If you complain too much, you weak. If you do this, you do that. So now you don't go and say, right, you don't even go to get help for the problem because you're not even allowed to even speak on kind of your problem or admit that you have one. Because you got to put that mask or that facade on. Yeah, you got to put the mask and the facade on, or now you like you weak or this, that, and the third. And then the temperature of the game now is a little different because, bro, they just wilding with it now at this point. Like, I don't know. They out here wilding with it at this point. But
you know, I think it's a little different versus when we was coming up, because when we was coming up, they ain't talk about mental health at all.
No.
You know, there were no shows with conversations about post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression for artists, unless it was rock and roll.
It was like it didn't even exist. Yeah, it was like it didn't even exist. But now it's out there now, but it's not being pushed as much as it should be and spoke on as much as it should be.
Right. That's why
especially not in our particular genre and industry.
Right. And that's why I made this platform. You know, I made this platform specifically for that reason, because, you know, everybody says to the rapper, when you get a certain age, hang it up. Like the talent just dwindles away just because you're older. No, actually, it gets better the older you get. You know,
real rap.
So, but also, you know, I wanted it to be where it's not something remedial, but something that everybody can understand and feel. Because sharing your story is important. You know what I'm saying? Right. Every artist got a story behind them. And like we talking about masks. It's the mask that we wear when we first come in this joint. Believe it or not, folks, and I'm saying this, and I got this look like this because every artist done went through this. It's a certain side of them that y'all just don't know. Y'all ain't gonna know unless they share.
Because they real people at the end of the day. They not like people get we regular people, y'all.
So like, you know, for some people,
the same things.
Right. And for some people, you know, they don't really understand this part of it, talking about the mental aspect of it. But it's okay, because my goal is to make it comfortable for all artists to have their platform to share.
Yeah.
This is the platform for it. That's why I started it.
Yeah. Shoot, that's good.
Yeah, man. So
you need that, man.
So here's my next question.
We needed this, Pig. We needed this, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Salute to you, man. You coming on here and you dropping gems. You giving the real. You know what I'm saying? We got more to unpack if you got time.
Definitely.
All right. So how do you handle the mental highs and lows of both being an artist and CEO of Mantega Music?
Ooh, bro. It's stressful, honestly. I'm not going to lie. At times it's stressful. At times it can be overwhelming. But honestly, I just push through, bro. You got to be strong. And like I said, you need a support system. Like, you know, it's days sometimes I might not feel like doing certain things, but my son or my wife will say something to me that motivates me. It's like, all right, let's get it done. Like, or whatever. But you got to be strong, and you definitely need a good team and a good support system, bro. Or you could lose yourself, or just it gets crazy. It gets hectic, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It can be stressful, but you got to push, bro. You got to push. It's how much you want it. That's the thing. It's how much you really want it.
All right. So give me, so we talked about Beans. Let's talk about Styles. How did you meet the legend, and how did y'all wind up making the track together too?
All right, so I met him. How did I meet him? All right, so I used to go up to. I was back and forth in New York and all that stuff, and you know I would go out and I had some homies from out Yonkers or whatever. So honestly, kissing them, they'll tell you all the time. They be out Getty Square. They be in the hood, bro. Like you could pull up on certain guys, bro. Like they're real dudes. You could really come to a certain people block. You could pull up in the hood and they're there, and it's just a simple conversation, bro. And if it's valid, you can get it done. But with that, I was already like kind of associated with team. So it was like, just, hey, yo, I'm trying to do such and such with such and such. Can you talk to him for me? And they did that. So yeah, I ended up getting like a little, it was for like a little mixtape I was doing or whatever. But I got him to get on there and do a little remix to some little freestyle remix. But I liked it. It turned out fire.
Oh man,
but he's a good guy. Styles, he's super down to earth, bro. And he's one of them ones, he gonna give you like he gonna give you that positive motivation. He gonna give you that pep talk. He gonna give you that, he that big brother, bro. He like that stern big brother. He gonna tell you when you're wrong. He gonna like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and he gonna give you that positive motivation, bro. He good dude. He gonna drop gems and give you wisdom.
That's what's up. So what's some advice that you got from some people in the industry? If you can give the same advice, what would that be? That you got from some people in the industry?
Stay consistent. Stay focused. Watch who you be around. Just like, yeah, really keep positive people around you. Watch who you be around. You got to keep positive people around you and a good team around you or whatever. Consistency is definitely the key or whatever, because you got to be consistent or it won't go nowhere. And honestly, bro, just really stay focused and keep it real. Do you. You can't be trying to be like other people and all that. That's one of the main keys that I could say. Be yourself. Don't try to be him and them. Be yourself. That's one of the main things. And I've been told that by Kiss told me that before. Siegel told me that before. Couple guys, bro. Like, but that's really one of the things. Consistency, being yourself, and just, you know, having that drive. You gotta have that drive, bro. You gotta want it. You gotta really want it.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up. So,
and build your alliances. Build your alliances.
What boundaries have you set to protect your mental space from toxic people or situations in the industry?
Honestly, certain stuff, I mean, you assess situations, and certain stuff is like, no, I just won't even deal with it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to deal with it. Like, in any form of fashion, I'm not going to give you that type of shine and that type of energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to protect your peace, protect your energy. Like, don't even indulge in it. Just like, you know the type of stuff you don't, you know what I'm saying? So stay away from it. If this type of person's into this and you're not into that, then you shouldn't be over there with them. You shouldn't be at these type of parties. You shouldn't be, I mean,
that's a fact.
Doing these type of things. You got to really, yeah.
That's a fact. Hey, man. Do you feel safe being vulnerable in your music, or do you feel pressure to always be strong? Be strong.
I'm not going to lie. So that's funny you mentioned that. So my wife, actually, she always would say to me, I used to like to talk about the streets all the time and just the streets, you know what I'm saying? And she would say to me, like, in her head, she would say, you got to give them something real. And I would be like, I'm giving them real. Like, the stuff I'm saying, I do this stuff. Like, what do you mean real? Like, I'm talking real. But she like, no, you got to open up is what she said. She wanted me to get deeper. And I knew I could, but it became and to me, I guess I marked it down as just, all right, let's be a little more lyrical maybe. But it was me opening it up. So then I started to, at one point, honestly, bro, I just used to make all gangster stuff. That was it.
Same here.
But then as I started dealing with certain people, like now I understand, like, I need a radio song. I need a song for the girls. I need something that'll make you, like, when you're sad, you can really sit and listen to this, and it'll make you, you know what I mean? You need all that, because people are going through the same. Like I said, we're all the same. We're all people, and everybody's going through. You be going through something. It's a million other people that's going through that, and that record might be the record that they put on when they going through that particular feeling. And as I started to understand that, that's when I actually began to open up and make records about different things, and you know what I mean, outside of just the streets.
Yeah. You know, being vulnerable for us men, especially from the areas of the city that we from, South Philly, Southwest, they definitely, you know, it's more of a hustle / grab the biddies type side of the city. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
That's what we was about in those types of areas. So
yeah,
I understand what you mean with that, because all I was spitting was hard music, and then I had to get that same talk. That's why I said it's crazy, because our story is kind of similar in that way. Because my wife was like, "You always rapping hard. You got the gun bars all day." Like,
yeah, let me hear something else.
Or
I
you
got
can
that
talk
one
the
time.
pimp talk all day, but when it talk about need, you married.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. You
And
know?
the crazy thing is, you might, like, it's other dudes, they listen to music, but they married too. They not, they want to hear a little something, like, you know what I mean, that they could relate to.
Right.
Everybody's not out in the club and doing all this wild, you know what I mean?
Everybody not a shooter.
Everybody not a shooter.
Everybody not a trapper.
Right. But
you know
everybody listens to music though. And if you could cater to everybody's thing, now you're really good.
That's right.
Then you're really good. If you could, you got to be able to appeal to and cater to a broad audience base to be successful, really successful, and not just one small particular group of people. But this is where you get crossover music and things like that.
Yeah. All right. So when you were making 100 per night, 100 nights, my bad, or Perico 1.5, were there any emotional or mental health themes you were intentionally addressing?
No, not really. I mean, mental health wise, I would say maybe my struggle or whatever, because it's just the whole ideology of grinding for 100 nights is to remove yourself from whatever struggle. Like, in a sense, it's like, listen, we're going to grind this out 100 nights. We going, like, we want progress. We're going to get it done. Like, you have a goal, and I'm going to work towards it and getting it done. So in a sense, it's about grinding and motivation, not just like, you know what I mean? That's how you perceive things. I'm not just saying like, oh, we out here grinding, selling something for 100. No, it's about progress and motivation and like putting the work in a sense. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it really means to me. It's about putting the work in.
Okay.
And really doing it.
Yeah. I understand wholeheartedly, brother. You know what I mean? You putting the work in. You putting in the work in so much that I hit you up and say, hey, you need to come on this job.
My guy, yeah, I was like, hey.
Yeah, man. Listen,
I'm
shout out to you for coming on, man.
I appreciate it. Shoot, anytime, you already, man.
All right,
I definitely appreciate it. People need to hear this type of stuff.
Huh?
People really need to hear this type of stuff and certain things. And it's a good thing when you get certain people on, because in a sense, all right, as you already know, it's the industry, they push agendas.
That's a fact.
You could be like, and this is an agenda, like, you get what I'm saying? And it's a positive agenda. And when you get certain people it helps further the agenda. You get what I'm saying? The same way they do. They get particular people to do certain things because it looks better. You get what I'm saying? And like if Jay-Z say something, everybody gonna go with it. If Jimmy from around the corner saying nobody's gonna listen, so they get Jay-Z to push the agenda. So now, you know, if you get as you get into particular people to really speak out about things, it helps the movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is why part of the reason why I go to the ones that I go to is because these are people that are in the trenches but still on the levels.
Yeah.
And that's important because y'all connected to the industry for real.
Yeah.
That's the important part about it. I don't want people to think that you have to be on this high horse when it's people, they regular people. Y'all regular people. And that's what I be trying to explain to, you know, some of these young boys out here, because
regular people go
they
through
look
regular
at it
stuff.
like y'all, you know, y'all not regular. Y'all regular people.
See what it is they watch these music video, right? They infatuated with a lifestyle, a lot of these young guys, and they have no guidance, and nobody really give them no real gems and information. So they done watch Lil Durk and King Von. Now, shout out to those guys. Like, I ain't taking nothing away from what they do or whatever. I do the same thing, but like people, even me, for instance, they'll watch dude. He might not know or whatever what I really go through and things like that. That's why I want to get on and speak and things like that. I don't want you caught up in like some infatuation because you watched some music video that I did and you running around living your life like that. I remember growing up, we did that. We literally, bro, we look at who we grew up off of, and we were really out doing the same things. But nobody was telling us certain things at the time either. So now,
we didn't have everything at our disposal that we do now then.
Right.
Because if we had it then, we probably would be different artists then.
Yeah, that part. That part. I ain't even honestly mad. I mean, I like how it turned out. And I'm glad that, like, honestly, bro, I went through so much trials and tribulations, I wouldn't really change much. It made me who I am. Honestly, I wouldn't change nothing. It made me who I am. And I feel like I'm a good person. And now, because of these things that I've been through, I'm able to teach my sons different. I'm able to teach other people different and really pass on certain knowledge and information that I wouldn't have been able to if I didn't go through those things or be able to understand things on a certain level, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. And the great thing about that is, like you said, you can pass that on, but not only just pass it on, we live in a digital era.
Yeah.
So it'll be here. Even when we dead and gone, people can go back and watch tape.
That part.
And they'll be able to see and hear these things that can help generation after generation after generation after generation. So that's one of the great things about this. And I think that it's dope that you came on here, you know, and opened up the way you are. So here's my next question, man. All right, let me give you the Dolo cam again. All right, here's my next question. How do you maintain focus and clarity when working under pressure or grinding nonstop in the studio?
Drive, bro. You gotta have that willpower and that drive. Like I said, it's how bad you want it. Like, how much do you want it? Like I said, for me, music is my life. So like, this is my bread, my meat. I don't win, I don't eat. You heard? So I really just be on it. Like, and honestly, organization helps a bit too. If the more you have organized, if you got your stuff organized a bit more, it don't feel as overwhelming because it's not like it's all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, that helps organizing yourself and making sure you got, you know, your stuff laid out, like bam, 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 you do this and do that, and having a system in place. If you got a system in place, it's not as overwhelming and you can get it done. But I work good under pressure anyway. I like it. It makes me go.
That answer. Yeah.
Now it's like, oh yeah, we got to get it done now. Okay.
All right. So let me ask you. Here's the next one. Now this one might make you think a bit. What's the one bar of verse you written that helped you process something deep inside yourself?
Yeah.
I told
That's
you.
gonna make me think. I done said so much stuff. I want to give you a good one. Ooh. I think I might want to get back to you on that one, man. Bro, I don't even know off top right now. It's
You can
so
give a
many,
bar.
bro. Like,
You ain't got to get a whole verse. You can give a bar.
man,
The question is bar or verse.
I'm trying to think. I wouldn't make it. Oh, Haley said it, I wouldn't make it. That's with greatness. I'm trying to think of how that went. It's an old one too, but I really liked it too. If something they all hated, said that I wouldn't make it. They all hated, said that I wouldn't make it. I had a different vision. See, I was destined for greatness. Oh man, it's that particular verse. I'm gonna get you that record, bro. I gotta get you that. It's that particular verse. I can't remember. It's an old joint, but it always stuck to me because it was basically about you're down, nobody believes in you. You got to believe in yourself.
Right.
You can't give up on yourself. And that's what it was really about for me. They all hated, said that I wouldn't make it. I had a different vision. See, I was destined for greatness. You know what I'm saying? It's some more that go with that. I just can't remember right now, but that joint, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give up on yourself, ever.
You hear that? And I second that emotion.
Oh, my God.
All right. So does writing or recording feel therapeutic for you? If so, tell me how.
Yeah. Yes, it's that's my zone. Like when I'm creating, it's like I'm in my own little world, bro. It's like I'm not even here. When I'm in there, it's like being at a spa or something, bro. It's that moment of peace for you. Like, you know what I mean? Either you're creating or you're recording or whatever. That's my own little space. That's my little safe space, or however you could put it. Like, I don't even know, but that's my little place of peace. In the studio, recording or creating, it's your own little world. It's like,
right. Yeah, I agree, because I'm actually sitting in my stew right now, and probably when I get off with you, I got a verse that I got to finish for one of my guests that was on the show, and we doing a song together. But
we gotta get on in there.
You heard what I sound like, so you know the bar's there. So I'm definitely gonna do one with you. You already know.
We get it done.
All right. So that's one thing that I like to do, though. When I'm sitting in this joint, as soon as I get off, I go right to the music. You know what I'm saying? And it's a de-stressor for me too.
It's like when I'm doing this, nothing else matters but this right now, because you're so dug in and focused on it. It's like nothing else matters. As I'm creating, I don't got time to think of all this other stuff. I'm thinking about this next line, and that's it. I don't care about none of other stuff right now. Or I'm trying to come up with some type of visual for something. Like when I'm creating, I'm thinking of the creation as I'm creating and building that and trying to make that creation manifest or whatever, or bring it to light. So at that very moment, everything else is just shut out. All the problems, all of this, all of that, and you're locked in. So yeah, it's my little place of peace.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. So what mental or spiritual practices do you use? Meditation, prayer, journaling, to stay grounded?
Well, I'm Muslim. I offer my salats. I offer tobas, and I try to speak to Allah as much as I can, bro. And I also just meditate. Like I do, I meditate. I get up in the morning. I do affirmations, positive affirmations, all of that. You gotta be working on yourself, bro. Because sometimes nobody's gonna help you work on yourself. You may have a system, you may not. If you do, that's good. But even if you do have a system, you can't just let the support team do all the, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be working in there yourself too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's what's up, man. You know, staying grounded in a spiritual way definitely helps you get further mentally. You
yeah,
know, if
definitely.
you just walk around believing in nothing,
Yeah, that's not
9 out of 10 times you're gonna be on the road to destruction. Let's
yeah,
just
most
keep it
likely
right.
because that's definitely a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah,
But yeah, yo, I advise people to do that, bro. Like, cause now you gotta think. A lot of times, nobody may tell you something positive. You get up and through your day, nobody might tell you nothing positive. That you're a good person, or you're this, or you're that, or hey, you strong, brother. You'll be good, brother. Nobody's telling you that in the course of your day. You may have to reinforce that to yourself every day
that's right.
before you get up, and that may be the one thing that stopped you from crashing out. Because you got up this morning and really said, you know what? I ain't gonna crash out on these dudes today. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna be peaceful.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it together. But you gotta, like all of that. Meditate, affirmations, support systems, pray. I implore you guys, pray. Like real rap. You gotta pray. You gotta,
that's a fact. It's definitely a fact, man. All right, here's the next question. As someone affiliated with legends and Rough Riders, how do you balance mentorship, leadership, and your own well-being?
Well, the good thing about it, as mentorship, I got some good seasoned guys. They're good people. They have vast knowledge because of the time they've been in the game and things like that. So they done experienced, seen, so they passed me that knowledge or whatever. And through the process of that, like I'm able to navigate better and things like that as well as I run my business and things like that. You get what I'm saying? So it
Yeah,
helps a lot.
yeah,
But
that's
I
what's up.
just, yeah. But it's good. Like it helps because, like I said, that support system. Like when I want advice, I can really hit somebody up and get some good advice. Not like I'm gonna get
Yeah,
the real deal. So yeah,
yeah. And that's what you need. You know, you need somebody that's going to tell it to you straight like it is, or like they say,
right,
straight like that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And
And
also
that's
it's
important.
motivation. It's also motivation because now, in a sense, I'm forced to. How could you say?
Think more.
I'm forced to think more. I'm forced to I got to put them shoes on, bro. So it's like, I mean, like I ain't got no other choice. Like, I mean, you got to be on it. So that gives me that motivation to keep pushing because I know everybody else was so nice, bro. Like I don't got no other choice but to be nice. I'm not going to be the last dude on the totem pole. I'm not, bro. So you got to be ready. Like, so it's good motivation for me. It keeps me focused and it keeps me wanting to push forward because I know like it's what you want. I want to be that legendary guy at a point. Like you get what I'm saying? I'm on that
Definitely.
path, but I wouldn't say yeah, I am, man. Listen. But yeah, I want
Say how
them to
you
say it though,
feel,
not
man.
me. Yeah, I feel like a legend, definitely. But I'd rather let them say it though. I'd rather let them say it. I don't want to toot my own horn or whatever, but yeah. But
Yeah,
it's definitely a motivation that keeps me like, yeah, I gotta do this. Cause it's the essence of it all, bro. It's amazing. It's the essence of it all. Like you really I feel like I gotta do it.
oh man, this is a good interview. What legacy do you want to leave? Not just as a rapper, but as a man who survived and grown through life's mental battles.
Honestly, I want to leave generational wealth for my family and things like that. But I want to leave. When I go, I want people to be able to, like you said, how you would be able to watch and and see this even when we gone type stuff. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to, even when I'm gone, the things that I did and set in place is still going to be helping people and things like that, even when I'm even not around. Like, you get what I'm saying? Just off of the things that I set forth now.
Yeah. Oh man, that's dope. That's definitely dope. All right.
Yeah, if you can learn from
Here's-
me, even in the future, that's a great thing.
Yeah. So here's one that's not in my questionnaire, but I'm throwing it out there. Who's Perico Basquiat's top 5 dead or alive? Let's get it.
Ooh. All right, so top 5 dead or alive. All right, so listen, I'm gonna give it to you. Just off the top, it may change. It changes sometime maybe, but I would say now don't nobody be mad at me. We're gonna get this straight now. This is just off the top, so don't be mad if I miss the name or some craziness. You might be in my next 5 next week. But off top, I'm gonna say, bro, my top 2 guys, I'm gonna go with Siegel, Kiss. Honestly, I'm gonna say Hove. Hove talk crazy, bro.
Hove talk crazy.
So Hove talk crazy. Siegel, Kiss, Hove definitely in there. Honestly, I would say Wayne talk real crazy too, bro.
How you feel about the Carter 6?
I ain't even listen to it. I ain't listen to it.
There's a lot of mixed reviews going on about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard.
It's a lot of mixed reviews.
I want to put, the last guy got to be somebody, bro. Like, now, wait. You said dead or alive?
Yeah, dead or alive.
All right, so one, we gonna start with Pac. His range was so crazy. Let's just start with Tupac.
He's starting
over from Hit 'Em Up to Dear Mama. His range was just immaculate. I liked it Big. Big was that guy. I grew up off of Big. He was ahead of his time. The way he was talking, like when you could compare verses from the 90s, the stuff that people are talking about today is like ridiculous.
Thanks.
Then I'm gonna do a generic one. Siegel, Kiss, Styles, Pac, and Big. Can't nobody be mad at me for that. Can't nobody be mad at me for that. Yeah. But it changes up. It be changing up, bro.
Yeah. I like your list. I definitely like your
honestly,
list.
bro, I don't think it could be. There's so many great ones, bro. It's crazy. It's hard to do a top 5, bro. It is, bro. But yeah, I go with that one. I stand on that one for right now. Shout out to everybody.
Eagles first.
Oh yeah, bro. Mac talk crazy, bro. That's the big bro. I definitely like. And then he from the city.
He put the pause on.
Real rap. And he from the city, so I gotta rep that. I got to. But he earned the spot though. I ain't just giving it to him. He definitely earned that spot, bro. He hold his own with the best of them. I've seen it.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know, Sieg is definitely my first. You know, and not just because he from South Philly, it's because he a monster.
Yeah, he a monster.
Listen,
he talk that talk.
He's a monster lyrically. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna throw it out there. Sieg, Big, Hole, Big Pun, Mace.
That was nasty. Yo, you know what's crazy? Mace was crazy. I always actually wanted to do a record with Mace.
You.
Just throwing that out there, bro. Bro, you gotta be mindful. Mace was so big at a point. I remember before everybody was screaming Hove and Hove had that run he had. It was Mace and them. Mace was that guy at that time. You know what I mean?
Mace's even the new joint that he did with Cam, The joint they did the video for it. His verse was
joint
like,
hard. I ain't gonna. Yeah, his verse was bananas. I was like, okay, he still got it. He still got it.
Yeah, he went off on that joint. Even when he did that Oracle joint, the part 2, when he talking about Diddy, and the auto-tune joint.
Oh, yeah, yo, we
ain't gang, we ain't bros, and we definitely not wars, we ain't nothing, ninja. Like,
yeah.
what?
Mates go off. Mates go off. But there's so many guys. But think about the Big L's and the
Big L was sick with it too. I don't put Big L in my top because I ain't hear Big L
long enough. The
I heard Big L on mixtapes.
Yeah.
But he didn't make my cut because I didn't hear enough of him.
Yeah.
Pun definitely made my cut because Pun was a beast. And even when he did that 60 minutes of funk with Funk Flex, and it was him, X, Cameron, and K Solo and Nori. And Cannabis was on it too.
Cannabis,
that song was crazy.
That guy was unheard of at a certain point, bro, the way Cannabis used to talk, bro. Oh, man.
Yeah.
He was definitely a monster. He was one of those ones.
Yeah, that was the golden era of rap back then, man. And I'll be fiending for that type of feeling in the music again, but it's coming back. It's coming back.
Oh, it's coming back. We got
even in the young
all
balls.
the BS is getting weeded out slowly.
Yeah.
But it's coming back because people just getting tired of it. It's like, honestly, bro, they just saying anything now. It's like half of them ain't even putting no real thought into it, bro. They going in there. Mind you, at a certain point in the game, we used to talk about selling stuff. Now they talk about using it. They went from hustlers to users. Think about it. And they putting minimal effort into it. Like, but you still got guys who, the Kendricks, you got guys who really go and bust the bars down and really put the effort into the music. Like, and it's never going to die because it's always going to be somebody out there that's like, I'm not just going, half it. I'm really going to do it. So,
yeah.
But it's coming back though. It's coming back.
It's definitely coming back. So, what does self-love look like today, and how has that changed since your early days in the game?
Self-love?
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I go back to early in the game. I wasn't an idiot, but I didn't have as much knowledge and information that I have now. So now with the information and the teachings and the knowledge and the mentorship and the different things that I've gained thus far, it allows me to process things better, mentally, emotionally, things like that. You know what I mean? So all of that, a little bit of all of that. Yeah, it allows me to process stuff a little better and all that now. And so now it's like the way I go about it is different now, even in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm doing my affirmations. I'm meditating. I'm consciously making the effort for the self-love at this point, where at a certain point, I didn't even really understand what self-love was.
Right. I think that comes with maturity too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at a certain age, we're not mature enough to understand, because when people try and tell us what it is, we ain't trying to hear that, because we out here young, we turn, and we just trying to live life on our own terms. And the old heads have been through it already, and they try and tell us, but we like, look, I gotta get it now. I gotta do this now. I got something I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to hear all that.
And they like, slow down, young boy, slow down. Telling you, you're gonna crash. You better slow down.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We need that back too. We need more old heads to come back and start dropping gems and wisdom. But that's the purpose of this show, to serve as inspiration to the youth and get them some gems out here that they could take, so they ain't gotta crash out like we was crashing out when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a fact.
That's the goal. Each one teach one is what I believe in, and the goal is to reach as many as I can. You feel me? Our community as a whole need that. You know what I'm saying? So it's important.
Yes, definitely, bro, definitely.
You know,
But yeah, so this is why this is good, because you need these type of outlets and things for people to be able to teach, and for people to be able to receive the knowledge as well, like of the different things and all of that. It's some stuff that people, like I said, like me, as though I have certain knowledge and information now, it's helped me greatly in being able to even process most of this stuff. So it's like people need that, like, you know what I mean? Somebody to speak to, or somewhere to even get the information, or even to know that it's even actually a thing. Like, you could feel away and not even know what you're going through or what you're feeling until somebody's like, oh, that's depression. You just thought, I'm just so sad and I'm so lazy. But no, bro, you're actually going through a mental depression and don't even know you're depressed. You don't even know what depression is. Nobody talked to you or told you about it. You think you're just mad all the time for no reason, or sad all the time, or just down. But no, you're going through some stuff.
Yeah. And we need more people to talk about what they're going through. So let me ask you this. What you feel about therapy?
I think therapy is good. I think therapy is a good thing. I gotta plug this thing up real fast. Plug that up. I think therapy is good because, like I said, some people need a safe space to either talk or share or vent and get things off their chest, and not let it build up and just fester. You know what I mean? So therapy is good to just get and talk. I've done therapy actually. So, bro, I'm
Me
familiar,
too.
bro. Like, at a certain point, therapy, that was unheard of. Like, therapy, what? Not going sit with no therapist telling my business. No, bro, it helps. It helps. And I tell you, they keep it to themselves. It ain't like they can just share your information. For those who don't know, it's something called the HIPAA law, and it's a privacy act. So when you do go sit down with a therapist, they can't just share your information with people and things like that. It's a safe space.
They lose their job over that.
Yeah, they'll lose their job over that, their license and everything. So they don't do that. So it's a safe space. You can go. And I think that therapy is a good thing, bro. And it's all different kinds of therapies too. So whatever you're going through, yeah, look into it. And bro, look at nowadays. Before, you had to really go to a social worker or go down to some building somewhere and try to talk to somebody. Bro, you could jump online and just Google, hey Siri, local therapy.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know
you get
about
what I'm
that
saying?
one though.
Touch of a button. I mean, just you could
I've been
Google
doing this
anything
since
now.
2014 though. I've been doing therapy since I got shot in the top.
Okay.
So, you know, it's 2025. That's 10 years plus. So, you know, I look at it like this, you know, it helps you elevate and evolve faster as life progresses and changes the older we get.
Right,
So,
right. You
know,
processing stuff a little quicker and better.
Right. Especially if you got, you know, issues like you were saying. You got some issues. I do too. You know what I'm saying? I got a list of them. You know what I'm saying?
Real rap, bro. Real talk.
So you know what I'm saying? Because of that, the therapy is what helped me get to a certain level and a certain way of life to where I'm not crashing out immediately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because early on, when I first was doing therapy, bro, I ain't going front. I wasn't talking for the first 2 years. I just kept showing up, but I wasn't saying nothing. And they like, yo, at some point you're gonna have to open up. And I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't telling nobody my business. But at some point in time, I had to find a therapist I could trust. And that was another thing too. I went through like quite a few because I had this one therapist, yo. She was trying to relate to me because I guess she knew I was a rapper, I make music. So she coming up with all these cockamamie stories. Oh yeah, my car was shot at yesterday, and this that.
And like, what?
Like, come on now, like you ain't gotta do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to find one that I could really trust.
Too. Search around, find the right person, because like certain keys open certain doors.
That's a
Like
fact.
therapy is good, but you also do want to get the right therapist, like a person that you can kind of feel comfortable with and relate to. And that goes
And
with
that's what
different
I had to find.
personalities. Yeah, everybody got different personalities. So you need to find somebody that, you know, kind of meshes with your personality and, you know, it works and you feel comfortable talking to. And that's the key. You got to,
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, you got to open up or it won't work. You can't just
that's
keep
a
it to
fact.
yourself. Well, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
So,
and it
yeah.
didn't work for me at first because I was still crashing out because I wasn't opening up.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Go
Now,
ahead.
at a point, I did the same and I wasn't opening up. Was it for you? Because for me, what it was for me was I didn't, how can I say, not scared or, I don't want to say I'm scared, but I'm going to say I didn't like how I thought. I wasn't scared, but I didn't like how I thought a person would perceive me if I tell you this.
Oh
You
yeah,
get
that was
me? Like
definitely
you have
one
a
of the main
perception of
reasons
me
I
now,
didn't
but if I
open up.
say this, you're going to look at me like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I
Absolutely.
want to say it, but I can't tell nobody that. They're going to look at me crazy if I say that. But yeah, but you definitely got to open up or it won't work. And you just got to find somebody you can trust and feel comfortable with.
Yo, real talk. The thing that changed for me was this. I found this one therapist, and she's a great therapist. I'm gonna say her name. Her name is Shauna Bell. Y'all can go look her up. If y'all need a good therapist, go look her up. But she was around my age for one. This was the first time I ever encountered that. She was around the same age as me. She young, she black, and she's from New York.
Oh, wow.
She was from New York, and I lived down where I'm at in the South, and she moved to the South. So we could relate to a lot of things. So it was like, oh yeah, I know how it is up here. I know how it is with this and that,
Down
this and
here.
that. But yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you though. You need to cut that anger out. You need to cut, like she would just straight to the point, no holds barred, real cutthroat with it. Like, yo, listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, you out of pocket. If you saying this to your folks, you out of pocket. You need to go say sorry. And I'm like, you taking their side? I don't care if you feel like I'm taking their side. You need to go apologize. And I'm like, damn. And that would really mess me up. So I'm going home, think about it like, damn, I'm wrong.
That's how wrong. Yeah, like, me, like, am I? Yeah. It's that part too, bro. You can't be in denial of some things. You got to be willing to take some constructive criticism at times.
Absolutely. And that's what it was for me. So that's what changed me opening up, because once I saw that she was that type of person, it made me more comfortable to speak on what I'm going through, because she's not going to look at it like, oh, he's my patient, I'm just going to slide with him. No, I need both spectrums. So, you know, if I'm out of pocket, I need that, because that's not going to help me change if I need to change.
Right.
I need to change, and I know I need to change this. So if I'm gonna go about it, I'm gonna go do this whole joint, the full to the fullest of its capacity, and you know, the therapy with her help. So that was a good question, bro. Yeah. All right, so let me ask you this. All right. Do you talk about mental health with younger artists you mentor or influence?
Yes, I do. I actually had I ain't gonna bring his name up, but I had a friend of mine. He from up in New York, and at the time, like, bro, we was running around every day like Bigger Steve's, bro. And something happened. We went to a party. Somebody slipped him something, bro, and he had a whole mental breakdown, bro. Like bad. Like, I mean, institutionalized bad. Like, he went through like some crazy times, and he's better now and doing great, actually. He know who he is. He's gonna be watching, so shout out to you, bro. But he's doing way better. But he had to do the therapy and the different things and all that stuff too. But him being my youngin', and then me had experiencing certain things, and crazily, we at that point, me and him never talked about that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It was just the streets, the music, the this. We never talked about that type of stuff until he went through it. So he never knew I went through it. But when he went through his thing, I was actually able to, being as though we were so close, actually get through to him because I experienced similar situations before. You know what I mean? So yeah, I always try to drop some knowledge. If I could share it, I'm sharing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no sense of just keeping the information to yourself. I'm never gatekeeping and stuff like that. So if I can help somebody and with the things I've experienced by just sharing a story or giving you a piece of information, I'm going to give it all day. So I do that to all the young guys I come across, because in the area I come from, always used to do that, bro. Like, they used to give you knowledge and stuff. It's just more chaotic now and idiotic as well. So if I can give you the knowledge, I like to pass it on.
Oh, man. You know, I want to commend you for that, because that's what I do as well. And, you know, that's what we need more of out here. You know, we need more talking to the young boys and helping them advance mentally so that they don't be ready to crash out all the time. And for those that don't know what crash out means, it means lose their mind or make a bad decision that could ultimately make these people end up in jail or worse. And we know what the worst is: unalive.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I think that's dope that you do that.
Yo, dude, people also could do a sport. I box too. I boxed since I was a young boy. Like, we got a gym out where I'm at. We own a boxing gym or whatever. It's called Riot Cardio Boxing. But like, we got kids that my kids box there too as well, because they are trained. Even my daughter. But like, we got a whole youth program there with the children and different things, and they come and we train them. We got we got a couple pro fighters come there, let them talk to the kids, little mentor things and stuff like that. Second Chance Felons, that's in Philadelphia. And that's a program for like dudes who've been through things and they going through things, and they help you get a second chance in jobs and mentorship, and they'll get you help, bro. Like, whatever you're going through, these people will help you, bro. But Second Chance Felons and Riot Cardio, bro, like, I employ people to just do something, bro. You can't just not do nothing and think something's going to change. You have to put some type of effort into, you know what I mean? And it don't gotta, like, I'm not saying you gotta go and be God and create the whole world, you know what I mean? But go speak to somebody. Say, hey, yo, listen, bro, can I talk to you, whatever? And let a person know you got a problem. Find a person you can trust and get some advice, but be able to and willing to take the advice, you know what I mean? And not feel all some way about when a person tell you you're wrong about something. You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, take that constructive criticism and stuff. And never give up on yourself. I definitely want to leave everybody with that. Never give up on yourself, bro. And always there. You full motion in progress, bro. And seek the knowledge, because it's there. You just gotta look for it. You can do anything.
So before we end this out, man, I want to say, hold on, let me put the camera back on. I want to say thank you for coming on here and being such a positive energy to the youth and to the people in general, man. Listen,
I appreciate you, bro.
You a dope person. This ain't gonna be the last time y'all see Perico on here. Let's be clear.
No, we be back.
We gonna do stirring the pot, and you know, we might do some other things too. But you know, as y'all know I like to stir, so I'm gonna stir one time for that. And we gonna cook something up that's gonna get crazy, right? You can stir a little bit more.
Yeah, we got to stir. We definitely about to cook on them.
You know what I'm saying?
And the summer's here, so yeah, get ready for these new rollouts, man. There's new music coming, new music on the way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know.
And listen,
Mantega Double R, we in the building. It's going down.
Mantega Double R. Speaking of which, we about to give them a little taste, a little something real quick. So before we end it out, I'm about to play your joint right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it booming. All right, hold on. Here we go. We here. We about to watch some Perico now. Let's get it.
Ready? It's going down.
Gang time. Light them up.
Perico. Mantega music. We head hunting.
Okay, now last time I pulled up, I had them all sick. All white coupe look like 20s on the brick. The 40 go blow. If you don't duck, you get hit. You gon' meet your demise. Tryna fuck with my chips. Hands down, any given flow. I'm the best out. That includes everyone. Ain't nobody left out. Alive or not breathing. I rise with the heathen. Skeletons in my closet. You don't wanna meet the demons. Remember, I was down at the bottom, looking up. They was like dice. I grabbed him and shook him up. Put a price on his head. I won him. I get him touched. It's a lot of niggas mad. They hate to see you come up. Pussy in the swimming pool, bitches in the living room. It's really hold 1,000 rounds. What you trying to get into? Big bullets, bust a nigga brains like an inner tube. Blow his head off, talk about it in the interview. This just something like it's like I'm on autopilot. I don't even write. From the pistol to the fight. The dope got the fiends dancing, look like Thriller Night. You gotta shoot him in his face. They tell if you don't kill him right. All it takes a jealous nigga to envy to start a war. Big shit, rip through the walls and tear the door. Catch him out in traffic, he's 50 and flip a tour bus. We making noise, you hear it, you can't ignore us. Hands down, ball for ball, nigga, I'm the best here. If hating was a crime, y'all all get the death check. Shout to homie Gilly, Southwest 5-2, nigga, this is Philly. Nigga, we get busy. 500 horses, bet the Porsche can pop a Willie. Find out a nigga better, I'ma find him, I'ma kill him. I came to make a million. Spill his blood, paint the town red with a pity. And my bitch pretty. The feds wanna roof me. Niggas wanna shoot. I go to my teller, I tell that nigga bulletproof me. I had to stop writing, I was burning all the loose leaf. Perico signing off, turn this bitch into a movie, I'm gone.
Yeah, I mean?
Yes, sir.
Straight like that.
Yeah. Talk that talk, man. You gotta talk that talk, man.
Happy.
Oh yeah, it's more coming too. We got definitely more coming, bro.
Hey man, and you in the legendary Quad Studios too, so
yeah,
that's dope.
So I don't even know if you peep in the background in that video. If you look, you see Biggie's plaque and Pac joint right there.
Yeah,
up next to each other. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So, any shout outs you want to give before we get out of here? We got 2 minutes.
Bro, honestly, bro, shout out to everybody, bro. If you know me, you know I know you. Shout out to all y'all, but definitely I gotta say shout out to the whole team, bro. DY, Shavamis, Info, Oppressor, Sin, everybody, Swizzy, everybody, bro. Shout out to the whole Mantega family, Seuss, Twizzy, Doe Streets, Riz, all my guys, bro. My guy Trav and them, Ness, everybody, bro. Shout out to the whole Philly. Shout out to the whole world, bro. Everybody. Peace and love, bro. Real rap.
Hey, man. Hey, so I'm about to end it out, but turn your camera off and don't hang up.
Okay.
Because I want to talk to you about something real quick. I'm about to end this, John Doe. So turn your camera off. And boom. Folks, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This episode is brought to you by Rat Patch. Grab them up. Y'all know the vibes. The brown or the white. Get your L right. What you looking for, what you need. Don't just fix your cigars, but it also makes you feel free. Hey, man, listen. Also, this episode is brought to you by Hollywood TV, Hollywood Radio, Dollar Radio, Going In Radio. And once again, it's your boy Tigmatic signing out. Peace.